All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Creative Notes Podcast. It's your boy Bobby, Adrian, and on today's segment, we're gonna be covering Game One reaction, big showdown of the Hammers, and then your college football Week 8 predictions. All right, Bobby. So let's just dive into this game, man. It started off real good. Verlander started off hot, got cold, and then Phillies came back, tied that bad boy up, and then end up winning the game. So give me your feedback on this, man. Let me know what you saw and tell us, what do you think about this game one of the World Series?
This was a battle, man. Like this was a battle, and it's for the. So it started with the Astros going up 5-0 for the first 3 innings. I mean, it was kind of you're like, oh man, here we go, because it's the Astros. That's what they do. The Astros normally do that. They score first, and they score a bunch. That's so it's not to me. It was like okay, it was what they do. That's what the Astros do. But I mean, this game really came down to pitching, and again, the Astros. Every team has their strength. Strength. The Phillies is not pitching. The Astros actually is pitching. But again, it comes down. That's why we love sports, man. It comes down in the moment. Who's going to come through in the clutch. But you can see, man, this game went extra innings, man. Let me scroll down. You can see this game went extra innings. I mean, this is the way to start off the World Series, and this is what my pick is. I got the Phillies in 6. It could go 7, but I'm taking the Phillies in 6 because I'm riding with the hot hand. And the Phillies, their slugging percentage, this period, like Bryce Harper's slugging percentage from the regular season to the postseason has damn near tripled. I mean, and then he is just not just him. Everybody else is just they're hitting the damn ball like it's nobody's business. But man, this is a hell of a game. The way to start off. It got a little after you can see from the 6th inning on from then to the 10th. It was a pitcher's battle. And the one thing I loved about it was the manager going back and forth because it was strategic. I mean, pitchers were being taken out. Pitchers were being not per inning, they were taken out per batter. So, because it comes down to lefties, righties, lefties, and then you kind of break it down to okay, how many times has this person faced his batter? Normally, he struck out 20 times, he struck out 1 time. He doesn't do good against lefties, he doesn't do good against these certain pitches. So this game was really baseball. They say baseball is 90% mental, 10% physical. Well, with those 5 innings, it got mental. And it got really strategic, and that's what I love about the game of baseball. I got real cerebral. And I said, I was talking to you off air because we both were watching this game, and I said in the 7th or 8th inning, I feel like it's going to come down to a home run because the pitching. Do you realize the pitching was so on point? It's going to come down to a home run. Who's going to give up the first run? So luckily, the Phillies got their nice home run, and hey. It was close too, man, because he almost caught it. Tucker, Kyle Tucker, he almost caught it, and it was cool because but the Astros fans, usually you try to catch a home run ball, but they all backed out because they want to give him enough room to catch the ball because the ball landed on the seat and it went back into the field. So, man, this was a great way to start the World Series. I mean, it was a battle. To me, again, it's still going to come down to whose strength and who's going to exercise their strength per game, because they're just 2 vastly different teams. And again, I said, make sure you guys check out that the pre-video before the game 1 reaction. One of the biggest things I said about both of these teams is they both have that moxie, they have that grit. They both come to play. And that's what I love about both of these teams. Before the Astros went on their little, reign of going to the World Series dinner every year, this is what the Astros did. They were this team. They was the wild card team. They was a team they were everything the Phillies were, or Phillies are right now. So it'd be interesting to see how this plays out. I'm sticking with my pick, 6 games in Philly because the Phillies have not lost. So they stole a game, but they have not lost at home all in the postseason. Astros, this is their first postseason loss. They just swept everybody. So this is their first postseason loss. So if they stole a game, and even if they lose tomorrow, they're undefeated at home. And the Phillies fans, they are a different type of breed. of fans. But I said, I was comparing them to the Seattle Seahawks where they had that 12th man.
Yeah.
You know, they ripped that 12th man. Well, in baseball, it's 9 players on the field. So I was saying Phillies have that 10th man. And the 10th man is usually the fans. Them Philly fans, Eagles fans, Philly fans, Flyer fans, whatever sports going on in Philadelphia, they are diehard and they are true and true. So, but no, man, this is a great way to start off the World Series. I'm pumped about it, man. Like I'm excited. Like me and my boys, we watched the whole game. I mean, we were just going back and forth. So
it got real for me. It became one of those red eye games for me where it was like, okay. Because like we said off air, like when I was watching it, man, Tucker started off with the 2 home runs, with the first single and then the double, and then it got cold. You saw how quick they got cold after that switch, and it was just when the new pitcher came in, Houston, the Astros got cold and everybody started swinging that stuff crazy, trying to figure out things, and then next Philly and Bryce Harper just started cooking up. And it was just, and it was like perfect hits, man. It was just like perfect hits. It was just dropping at the right spot. And it was kind of weird because even when I was watching it, when Philly started rolling, like it looks like the players for Houston Astros, usually you would think they would go try to run and dive for those catches. And they kind of just watch it like drop, and right there in the midfield or just let it kind of come to them and stuff like that. But the game was for game 1, it became, you could tell both teams are really here to play. Like, usually in baseball, you get that game 1 where one team gets out to a huge lead and then they win. And then it goes as, all right, we'll go back to, game 2 and we'll bounce back. It gets to one of those things. Oh, I saw what you did. And they go back in there, work on their drawing board. But like you said, both managers in that game was like, all right, we're going to start doing some strategic playing right now because both teams want this series. They want this World Series. They're going to do everything in their power. Like if we lose, we're going to lose by the skin of our teeth. And for it to get to the 10th inning says a lot about this first game. And, I'm still pulling Houston. I just feel as if Houston's been here before, multiple times. And, if they were to lose again, that'd be like 3 times you get there and you lose it again. You only win it once out of 5 trips? In the past, 5-6 years. So, I would say I'm still pulling Houston, but I can see this game going to game 7. I'm a series going to game 7. I don't see this going to a game 6. I just don't. But I don't know, Bobby. You might be the grand wizard because, like you said, right off the line, we was like, "Hey, you said it. This is going to be a home run," and I was like, "Well, let's see." And lo and behold,
it was solid pitching, man. After, like you said, you saw that 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Solid pitching. It's like,
I mean, it was on both of them. Hell, shit, I didn't even know who half of them were.
Yeah, hey, the Astros could have had it too because it was bottom of the 9th, and they had so it was a pop fly and it dropped it because so the outfielders were playing deep because they had like pretty much they called the heart of their lineup. It was Yordan Alvarez, it was Bergman, and then it was Kyle Tucker. Call it the heart of the lineup. I call it the death lineup because them boys can hit. So one dropped in because they're playing deep. So the outfielders are playing deep because they can hit. And so this is the other thing too. The Astros Stadium is so damn big. It's a lot of cover. It's a lot compared to the Philadelphia Stadium. It's just completely different. That's the thing about American League and National League. But so it was playing. So it was the first hit. It was shallow, and it dropped. And then the center fielder couldn't even dive to go get it. Second hit, so it was a strikeout. And then the third hit was a hit to third base, advanced to run to third. The runner got the first and got him out. 2 outs, man. 2 outs. Walked the fourth batter. So then we got 2 outs. We got runner on second and third. The next batter come up to hit. It's a shallow to right field. Dude is and he's still playing deep. Dude is his name is Castellanos. Hopefully I'm not butchering last name, but Castellanos. You know what? Let's be right. There we go. Yep. Castellanos. Castellanos.
Mm-hmm.
Right fielder. Dude is running. If I could show the play, I would find it. A great play. Running 2 outs. I mean, if that ball would have dropped, it would have been game. It would have been game. Astros could have took the game. But he ran and dived and made the catch, and he really saved the game. And he went into extra innings. So, like you said, these two teams won it. These two came to play. And I mean, it's gonna be fun. Like look at the record. Look, the Phillies record. They're supposed to be here. They're 87 and 75, bro.
I talked about it in that last video. The Phillies were number 6 in this playoff. Number 6 in this playoff. Swept. I forgot who they swept in their first game. Go to Atlanta, beat Atlanta 3-1, and then advance to where they at now. It's I mean, man, and they did the same thing when they played San Diego.
Yeah.
So for Philly to get to where they at, and I really want to pull. Deeply I'm pulling for Philly. I just feel as if Astros is going to pull it out. But for Philly to be from where they at for number 6 to do this right here is a great story because nobody counted Philly at all. Nobody was expecting Philly to advance to where they at. I don't think anybody even pinned them to make it even to be number 6. Philly saw this rest of their schedule was like, oh yeah, we're going to get in, and then hey, congratulations.
It's two stats that I want to mention. That I think is insane. One for the Phillies and one for the Astros. So the Astros, Justin Verlander. Again, he came in. I said it in the first video. I didn't think he was their ace, but he is their ace, but he's not. I just don't think he has enough to sustain like he did. But man, he came in firing though. I'll give him that.
Yeah. I would say that when we was watching, and the way I was watching, you could definitely tell he was dialed in. Because even in the first inning, he had a few, hits and a little few give up, but he didn't give up no runs. He didn't give up no scores. But it wasn't nothing like it was all right. Boom. He had some good strikeouts, and he was doing his part, and he was, keeping the game close. I just think, it just got, like you said, once it got to that 5th inning, I think that's when they should have pulled him because. The Phillies definitely caught on. They started strategizing and they really started catching on to how he was pitching because a lot of his pitches was low and out or high and out or wide or whatnot. It wasn't like he was trying to bring it into the breadbasket. He was trying to keep him guessing. Like it was like a lot of little knuckleballs, a lot of curves, some splinters looked like he was throwing out there. Definitely, because some of the commentators definitely said that he was keying in on a lot of his splinters. They weren't fast, but it was, low, high and low or whatever they were saying. And you could definitely tell he was trying to keep their batters off balance, trying to keep them guessing on when to swing and when not to swing. So, he did his part. It just, they caught up to him. And once that first hit, they should have been like, okay, let's pull him out. But, it's a game of, like you say, mental, and mentally the coach didn't react on time. So
that's where I would say this game, Wesley Baker got our coach because the Phillies coach was a hell of a lot more aggressive. Even when they were down, he was still aggressive. Like he was very strategic, like to the T. I don't care because it was like I was watching the game. I'm like, why are you taking him out? He just got this out. It's still. He's like, nope.
Nope. He wants to win, and that's what really struck me was the manager for Houston. Like he didn't react because any other time he reacts.
So
any other time he reacts.
This is why. So this is the insane stat I want to talk about. Justin Verlander. He is when the Astros are leading by 5. Well, not Astros because he hasn't been the Astros, but when he is leading by 5 or more runs, he has his win-loss record is 585 to 2. That's an insane record. Like, so when they're up 5 or more runs, he usually win that game. He's 582 wins to 2 losses. Now he has 3 because of he lost tonight. But Dusty, I don't know if he was banking on that, but still, you got to bank on what's going on in the game. Like in the 4th inning, you see his 3 runs. Get some new blood in there because this is the World Series. This is it. You play 162 games for this? No, no.
Yeah.
You just don't got it tonight, and that's okay. Because the thing about baseball and pitchers, just because you're a dominant pitcher, it's gonna be sometimes you just ain't gonna have it. You know.
Yeah.
But the other thing I want to talk about the Phillies is, and I don't think I got a chance to mention in any video. Well, I did mention it, but I just want to mention it again. They haven't been to the World Series since 2009, and that's the longest drought of any team. They were the last team. Every other team has been to the World Series at least once besides them. They're the longest in 2009. And they haven't been to the playoffs since 2011. So, again, for them to go through this wild card kind of play-in system like the NBA did this first year, and they just kind of, I don't want to say coasted because they damn near earned it. You know, they beat all the good teams to get there. And they beat another one today. The Astros were undefeated in the postseason. So, hey, man, shout out to them. I'm interested. I'm going to be dialed and locked in for tomorrow's game, and guys updates, and there'll be more videos to come.
Hey, yeah, well, this right here is going to be a good one, man. And I'm definitely plugged in to watch this bad boy.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody for watching the show. It's your boy Bobby, Adrian, and as always, like, subscribe, comment. We appreciate y'all comments, man. And let us know if there's any teams that you want us to cover, any specific sports you want us to hit, and we always want to bringing that heat for y'all. So we out. Peace.